Hello, Pastor Doug, back again with another video. Today I want to tell you about an interesting resource, if you're at all interested in the history of Christianity, that you could physically visit or visit online, and that is the Congregational Library and Archives, which is, not surprisingly, a large collection of various documents about the history of Congregationalism. Now, the library itself can be found on 14 Beacon Street in Boston, in a very beautiful but very expensive part of the town. The library was founded in 1853 and has grown over the years and now has hundreds of thousands of different manuscripts dealing with Congregationalism. The library itself is housed in what's called the Congregational House, this beautiful multi-story building in Boston. It was built in 1898 to house various trans-denominational congregational organizations, i.e., congregational associations, congregational groups that weren't necessarily a denomination, but were to support various aspects of Congregationalism. You could find in it back in the day the Congregational Educational Society, the American Mission Association, and Pilgrim Press, a very famous congregational publishing house. Today, only the Congregational Library and Archives exist in the building. As a matter of fact, a few years ago they had to sell the building, and now the Library and Archives rents it out. You can visit the library. Anyone's welcome to go in, though I suggest you call first and make an appointment or email them. They're very friendly. The staff is wonderful. And you can go and check out the reading room. There's several books in the reading room. And you can request any book that they have in the stacks. Now, you can't go visit the stacks. Those are the rules, and understandable. But you can search their catalog online or go there and use their computer and search online. And whatever book you want to read, you can go request it. They'll give it to you, and you can sit down and read it and do some research, and it's a beautiful thing. And you can learn about the history of Congregationalism and Puritanism and the Reformed tradition and all those good and glorious things. You can also, if you don't want to go to Boston, you can go to their webpage, and they have a beautiful webpage, Congregational Library and Archives, unsurprisingly, at www.congregationallibrary.org. And there's various lectures they advertise throughout the summer. Like, for instance, they're going to have a lecture, Souls at the Sea, Religion Reformed, and the American Sailor. That sounds really interesting, actually. And you can go and watch some of these videos, I believe, online, though you have to join as a member. I think it's a $50 fee to access for a year. However, if you're a cheapskate, like I am, there are many things that are free. And this is one of my favorite things that's free on this site. It's the Congregational Yearbooks. These are various publications from different denominations within Congregationalism, like the 4 C's and the 3 C's, and just general Congregationalism that's been published throughout the 19th and 20th centuries. And you can go online and read them, and it is an amazing thing just to browse. Let me give you one example. The Congregational Quarterly, which was published first in 1859 and got into 1928 before they changed. But let's go take a look at the let's go with the 1866 one. So you can click on it, and it will pop open, and you could actually read the book. Now, when I was at the library visiting it, because I'm on sabbatical this summer, I was able to read this book, but you can also now read it online through the Internet Archive, and it's wonderful. You can click through it, and you can see the wonderful old-timey pictures, and you can quickly figure out that this is soon after the Civil War, because it's dedicated to a Union officer. But when you wander through it, you can just see the wonderful articles that describe the issues of that time period. And let's just take a look at some of them. You have the Maine General Conference Statistics of, so you can learn about the Maine Congregational Church in 1866. There's the Logic of Congregationalism. There's Ordination Without Installation, whatever that is. That would be interesting. Our Declaration of Faith and the Confessions. There's an article on the Savoy Declaration also. There's an article on expository preaching, which would be interesting to read because most Congregationalists would not do that. There's a wonderful article on Presbyterianism, a false teacher. Dum, dum, dum. That would be very interesting to read. Now, these documents, of course, are dated, but there's a beauty to that. And you can see the heyday of Congregationalism, and unfortunately its drift more and more into theological liberalism. But it is a wonderful resource with lots of things you can read and ponder and wander through, and I would strongly recommend it. Well, I hope that helps, and as always, Christ's grace and peace to you all. Amen.